Are there words or phrases that really set you off? Almost like you can't control your reaction when you hear them? These encounters are the result of what we call trigger words. Trigger words are words or phrases that evoke a strong emotional or psychological response, compelling a person to act or react. Trigger words are like the first domino in a series that falls, setting off a chain reaction that can lead to an infinite number of possibilities. We tend to associate trigger words with negative outcomes and consequences, and to be sure, that is sometimes how things go. But trigger words can also have positive associations and outcomes. Some trigger words are relatively universal. Most people have similar reactions to words like cancer, pandemic, and apocalypse. However, we also have trigger words that are more personal to us. If you're a fan of the University of Michigan, then you are likely to be positively triggered when someone exclaims, "Go Blue." However, you would be negatively triggered when someone mentions Michigan's rival, Ohio State University, and perhaps even the very word Buckeye. When we hear a trigger word, it's only natural for us to react to it. But our initial knee-jerk reaction may not represent our truest thoughts and feelings. We need to add another element to this process: response. Instead of lashing out blindly in reaction to a trigger word, we need to develop the skills to manage these events effectively and reflectively. We can start by recognizing that we are more likely to be triggered under certain conditions. For example, triggers are more likely to occur when we feel controlled, manipulated, threatened, vulnerable, or uncomfortable. We know that when we are in one of these situations, we can be on the lookout for triggering events and prepared to handle them more effectively. When we encounter trigger words, we can also take steps to manage our response and achieve a more positive outcome. First, we must identify the trigger. What is it about the word that causes us to react so strongly? Does it present an actual danger, or is it just an emotional stressor? Identifying the trigger can help ground and balance us in the moment. Next, it's important to own your reaction to any trigger. Whether it's emotional, physical, psychological, or all of the above, there's no need to be ashamed of your reaction. We may not be responsible for what other people say, but we do have to take responsibility for how we respond. Taking ownership of our reaction will help us hold on to the reins and not let our emotions run away with us. Next, we have to be intentional about processing our emotion and our reactions. For this, it's important to develop our emotional intelligence, which will help us identify, process, and express emotion appropriately. Finally, we can use all of these skills to choose the best response when confronted with a triggering event. Managing trigger events falls into the category of simple but not easy. We are all capable of developing the skills necessary to navigate these situations more effectively, and numerous resources are readily available. But putting those skills into action takes dedication and practice over time. Keep working on these elements to make managing your triggering events that much easier.